Oh, damn. So this is the shit in Turkey I was just telling y'all about. Or y'all are trying to tell me. Ooh, sorry about that. Damn, damn. So this is... Oh my god. Jesus. And apparently they put a political candidate in jail. Turkish president Erdogan's rival Imamoglu is detained. His diploma is annulled, and Turkish stock market as well as national currency has been taken a serious hit, while popular social media applications have been unavailable for hours. What the fuck? The U.S. authorities have detained 100 suspects, including other politicians, journalists, and businessmen, as part of an investigation. What the fuck? Major platforms, including YouTube X, a messaging app, have been subjected to bandwidth throttling, significantly shutting down access. So why is this happening? And these are all the sources. So the guy that the rival got arrested before becoming a presidential candidate? Huh. Turkey's a dictatorship? Yeah, I mean, this is scary. I would say, like, if I was in Turkey, I'd be a little bit stressed out by this. This sucks. Yeah, I'd be very stressed. I wonder why this is happening. Holy fuck! What are they protesting? More government corruption? Honestly, I think that... And I wonder... I bet it's probably corrupt fucking everywhere. I do. Like, I'm not a big fan of riots, right? I don't think this is a good solution. But in a lot of these other countries, the thing is that in America, you have more of a representative democracy than in a lot of other countries. Many of these other countries, they don't have the same rights and privileges as Americans do to being represented. And that's why you have these riots. You have these riots because in a lot of cases, or at least not in a lot of cases, but in some cases, you don't have a democratic alternative. Or you had one, but then they put him in jail. Sometimes riots are necessary. Well, here's the difference, right? Is that in a democratic society, you should go through the democratic process. But when that democratic process isn't being respected, or it doesn't exist, like in a monarchy, for example, the only way for you to have any form of protest is by doing something like this, right? So while I disagree with this happening in the US, because I think people do, you know, they're being represented, in Turkey, I don't know what their government's like. Check out Turkey inflation. That's why people protest. Yeah, it's in the Balkans. What do you expect? Well, I don't. Is Turkey a Balkan country? My understanding was that it wasn't. Is it technically considered that or not? No. Okay, I didn't think so. Yeah, this isn't Serbia. You're thinking of Serbia. This is Turkey here. Oh my god. Wow. Jesus. In a nutshell, Istanbul mayor for 5 years is one of the main opposition to Erdogan and current president of Turkey. One requirement to run for president is to have a high degree. Erdogan imprisoned him and then he ordered a university to cancel his diploma. I feel like that's kind of rigged, right? Holy shit. Oh my god, look at all this. Czech lira to USAD. Lira is their currency. Lira to USD. Over the years. Okay, hopefully, Turkish lira to US dollars exchange rate. Okay, and let's look at over 10 years. Guys. This is worse than Ubisoft. Holy shit. Oh my god. Look at 1 year. 14%. So it was really this massive drop in 2023 is what really caused it. Well, they had multiple apparently massive drops. There's another massive drop in 2021 as well. Holy shit, man. That's incredible. Look at today. Oh, God. Oh, jeez. What the fuck? This is insane. So these are some of the videos about it then. What happened there? I don't know. Oh my god. What is this? Is this another protest? Okay, it's another protest video. Holy shit. Isn't it crazy? So Turkey is probably like, and I'm measuring this from a very, very strong frame of reference. The r/place, every single time that r/place, the Reddit thing would happen, the Turkey flag was always the biggest flag. Every single fucking time. And people would try to build over it. You could never, like, you could build over almost anybody else's flag, but not the Turkey one. They were not going to have it. And, well, there was Germany and France. Those were two other really big ones. And then also you had, Brazil. Yes, Brazil. And so anyway, look at all these flags. This is so much different than Again, this is so much different than American protests. So everybody here has a Turkish flag up. Huh. Wow. You don't see this. How about that? Holy shit, man. Look at all this. The world is going absolutely crazy. When the coup happened there, I watched some fucked up videos. A tank ran over somebody. What are they protesting about? Apparently there was a guy running for president and they just put him in jail and took away his degree so he can't run for president anymore. It's like it's basically like you're playing Halo against your friend on Xbox, like split screen, and he just unplugs your controller. Yeah. Like, just unplugs the controller. Like, what the fuck? Skill issue. They tried that with Trump? I think a lot of people probably feel that way. And if you go back to what I said about that 2 years ago, I said if they didn't succeed at putting Trump in jail, it was going to make him a martyr and he would have won president again. That's exactly what happened. Because if you do this to somebody, you have to be, like, you know who did it right? Oh, God. Okay. Right is not the best word that I can use for this. Do you know who was effective in doing this? Stalin. Stalin and Putin were effective at doing this. So yeah, the Russians know how to fucking do this. Go decrack yourself? Yeah, yeah. This is crazy. Oh my god. Weak-ass nation, always a dictatorship? I think this is one of the really great things about having the worldwide internet, is that a lot of people and the guys from Turkey can see what it's like in other countries, and they can see, you know what, maybe it doesn't have to be like this. And I think this is the case with a lot of places, whether it's in the Middle East and also in America. Some people in America see what it's like in other countries too, and they say, you know what, it doesn't have to be like this. This is why I'm such a big advocate of like us merging our culture, and like the amount of like things and like media that's being in like the Middle East and Saudi Arabia, is that I think this is going to be an uplifting force for everybody in the world. And I think that, yeah, obviously, like, we'll understand their culture better, but I think that they'll understand and appreciate our culture better, too. And I think this is... I don't think things like this would be possible without the internet in a lot of cases. I don't. And I think that the access to being able to have a global conversation about things is one of the most beneficial and transformative things that we've had in the last 10 years. El Globalist, it's not a, it's, no. It's not about removing the culture of these countries. It's about these countries looking at elements of their culture and then changing it because it could be better. It's about giving people a choice, not choosing for them. Yeah, it's positive growth. Yeah, Asmon is global gay. No. I don't want China to be like America. I don't want America to be like China. But I think there's certain things that China does that maybe we could take on, and there are certain things that we do that I'd hope China would take on as well. And I think that's a reasonable perspective. And that's, again, you have like, trade of materials. There's also a trade of culture. You missed the Greece mega protest? Yeah, I know. I heard about that. I haven't been able to look at that. So what's been... Oh my god. So what's... I wonder why these are like happening as a cascade. Because like it was Turkey. It was Serbia. It was Greece. It's Turkey now. This is incredible. What are they saying? What are they saying? It was England a few months ago. Dictator Erdogan. Erdogan dictator. And that's the thing, right? Is that when you establish yourself as a dictator, you effectively take away the population's ability to democratic change. And if a population doesn't have the ability to democratically change government, the only way that they can change government is through things like this. That's why it's so important to have democracy, and that's why it's so important to have elections, is so you prevent this becoming a necessity. You switch from autocracy to dictatorship. Balkans got to one-up each other. Well, apparently people are saying this isn't a Baltic country. The mayor and several others have been held on suspicion of extortion, money laundering, and irregularities, considering tenders and procurement, among other crimes. Yeah, maybe it's true, but maybe there's also the people... Oh my god. This seems like it's a movie. Okay, never mind. This is from, I think, a while ago. I'm not even sure. Wow. Your neighbor Mexico has had 30 plus candidates killed last year, yet you used Russia as an example. Really? Yeah, I do, because the fact is that like Stalin and Putin are much more well known than any sort of Mexican like official, and also like Mexican government. I don't really know anything about it, honestly. I'm sure that Mexican government has its own problems too. I'm just not really educated in it, and I don't really know the details. Everybody knows Stalin, everybody knows Putin, right? So it's easier to talk about. I understand you're trying to tone police me for some random reason, but it's just it's just being like normal. That's all. Mexican government's totally corrupt. I don't know. I'm not sure. Russian bot detected. Well, I mean, I don't have anything against Russia. Like, it's not Russia's fault that, like, Stalin did something 50 years ago. Yeah. Damn, that's a lot of fucking people, too. It's actually crazy to see the size of these protests. Because, like, if I compare it at least to a lot of the U.S. protests, This is like like the U.S. protests are like microscopic compared to this in a lot of cases. Not in all cases. I mean, sometimes we do have really big protests, but like this is really, really big. Turkey has a lot of people. Yeah, this is like MLK March. With the way, what do you call it? With the way elections are over the world, you would have to have corrupt. You'd have to be corrupt to finance your run. It's really bad, isn't it? Wow. Man. This is huge. I live in Turkey. Right now, everybody in the streets. These people actually believe in our protest cause. Our protests are paid for by NGOs. We've got a really fucked up culture. We do. They have no First Amendment? Yeah. I mean, a lot of countries have like some form of like, you know, protection for expression, but there's like usually a lot of like asterisks and fine print there. That's what I've observed in a lot of cases. Curious how no stones are being looted? Yeah, I mean, maybe there's stuff that's getting broken, but yeah, I don't know. This seems pretty fucking insane. All right, this is the last one I'll watch, then we're gonna look at some other stuff too. Yeah, this is nuts, man. Did you notice there's not one bald person in the crowds? I think actually you're right. That's the worst part, is I think that you're actually right. Holy shit. Yeah, I guess so. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, this is really, really bad. I had no idea about any of this happening. If this is a dictator, why do Democrats keep calling Trump a dictator after Democrat regime tried to detain Trump as well? Well, the reason why is that, and this is why I find it to be so funny with like American politics, is that American politics always try to use like, oh, this is like, it's like a dictatorship. Oh, they're taking away people's right to vote. They're doing all this stuff. You don't even know what that actually is. And it's crazy for me to see people that are in these other countries that like, they live in like, you know, China or Russia or like one of these countries where like there's a corrupt government, like apparently Serbia, right? You don't even know how bad it can get. You don't even know how good you have it. The rhetoric must be hilarious abroad. Yeah, it is. And yeah, they're using Nazi. Yeah, it's a super privileged perspective. It's massively privileged. And I can't imagine telling this to somebody, oh, Trump is the same way as this, while this guy takes away the guy's degree and puts him in fucking jail. That's nuts.